Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with Me, and I had quite a few people who messaged me and said that they couldn't find my tassel video and would I show them how to make a tassel. Since it's that time of year where everyone's graduating, we'll do that. Now you can use regular floss, you can use, this is baker's twine, just whatever you have that is pretty thick. Doesn't have to be, you know, a little string wouldn't work. It'd have to be something that's pretty thick, about like this. And what I do is, depending on how large you want to make your tassel, if you want to make it small, go around 2 fingers. If you want to make it a little bit longer and larger, go around 3. And I kind of separate my fingers like that. And then I leave, let's start this like this. I leave quite a tail hanging down here when I start off. And then I just go around my fingers until I get the tassel as big as I want it, or as thick as I want it. So just keep winding it around there until you get it about the size that you want it, and that looks about right. Remember that this is doubled, so then I just hold that piece there, and I make sure that this piece, when I cut it off, if it's kind of long, like that, then I just take it off of my fingers at the top, and I pull everything together. Just pull it all together up there at the top. Now, if you have a hard time holding something like this, you can run a pencil through there if you want to. You can run the end of a paintbrush through there, just whatever you want. But if you run something through there, and then you just take this end, the one that you just cut off, and just twist it around that. Just keep twisting it around there. When you get around to the side where your other little end is, I take that end then, and I go around the opposite direction. And when I get them both back on the same side, I can go ahead and take my pencil out, and then I just tie these. Kind of hold it while you're tying that first knot because you don't want it to slip. And then you can tie it again if you want. Or you can put a little dollop of glue there, and that would hold it nice and tight. Okay. So you've got that tied off, and there's the top of your tassel, and then there is your the little piece that goes around it. Now, if you want the top of this to be smaller, you can just kind of push these up. If you want it to be larger, you can pull them down a little bit. I like that size about right there. You can go back through this with your pencil or whatever, and then put a little string through here, a little loop. I just make a little opening, and I push the string down through there, and that's going to give you your little tie to tie it on, as you can see. Now, what I do is I go down here to this end, and I just clip these. I just cut them like that, and there's your tassel. Now, to make this nice and tight, just pull on all of your strings while you're pulling on this top up here. Pull it down like that, and then you can trim these off to whatever length you want, or you can trim them off all to the same size, like that. And then go ahead and tie your knot up here, and you've got a place to hook it. So there is your tassel, quick and easy. That's as simple as can be. And to me, they look just fine. I've always used these. This is always the way that I have done it, and so far it has worked out great. Alright, so that is your tassel. Like I said, trim it off as much as you want or as little as you want, whatever. And then just go ahead and tie the top with a little knot, and then there is what you put the knot on the inside of that. So just pull that through. There we go. And so there is what you can hang it by, just like that. And you can do these in all different colors. You can do them in the same colors. You can do them in their school colors, whatever. But that is just a sweet little tassel. You can make these with leather as well if you want to make some with leather string or twine or whatever. But there is your tassel. Quick and easy. Okay, now we had quite a few people that asked me how to make the rolled roses that I made in this project if they didn't have a Cricut or if they didn't have a die that would cut the circles out. So I'll show you how that we can do that. It's not hard at all. Just takes a little bit more time than the other, but it's not a problem. I've made these like this for years before I had my Cricut. So just take something round. You can use a can of soup. You can use just anything that you have on your desk that's round. Depending on what size you want to make your flowers, it's going to depend on your circle. Now, those flowers, I made my circles about 2.5 inches. This is a little bit more than 2.5, but I just grabbed this, and this is what I'm going to use for the demo. But just, you can make big circles and make big flowers. You can make small circles and make tiny flowers that look like little buds. Just depends on what you're looking for, but they're all made the same way. You start out with a circle, and I'm just going to draw mine around like that. Now, if you just want a round flower that doesn't have any scallops on it at all, if you just want the round rose, I'll show you how to do that, and then we'll come back and we'll do the little scallops in it. And don't worry about cutting this straight. You know, I'm not cutting it straight because I'm hurrying. Doesn't matter. When you get this all put together, it's going to look just fine. So you've got your circle cut out, and you just need to start somewhere on the side and cut in just a little bit. You see, I've cut in about that much. And you're going to go around this circle. You're going to follow the circle all the way around with your cutting. Just keeping about that same amount on this side of your scissors, about like that. I'll take it off in just a second where you can see about what I'm cutting here. You just keep going around. When you get back where you started, just go in a little bit more, keep cutting around. Don't worry if you've got a little bit more in one place than the other. See, it's just, I don't know, it's about what? That looks like about 3/8, 5/8 of an inch. I don't know, not even a half. Probably 3/8. And then just keep cutting, keep cutting. Just keep going around. Just cutting out a circle, circle, circle. And you go until you end up with just a little circle at the bottom there. And you can see mine is not exactly a circle, but this is what we've got. It's like a little accordion. And then I take my tweezers and I just hold right at the end of that, and I start twisting it, holding my tweezers in there. I twist that first part pretty tight because that's going to be the center of your flower. And then I pull my tweezers out when I get to a certain point. You could leave them in there and just keep twisting it that way if it's easier for you. But I find it's easier for me once I get it going good if I just put it between my fingers like that and just kind of keep twirling it all the way around. And roll it pretty tight because you can always loosen it up, but it's a lot harder to try to redo. So just in the beginning, roll it pretty tight. And don't pull on this too much because you'll end up breaking it. So just roll it around, roll it around. Until you get to that end. Now when I get to the end, okay. Now I'm going to take mine and I'm going to compress it that way and that way. I'm just going to press it both ways. And then I'm going to sit it down and let it do its thing. Now if you want a tight rose like that, you see that? You can leave it just like that. But if you want it to be a little bit looser, Just leave it sitting for a while and it'll loosen up. And it'll get bigger and bigger as it loosens up. So a lot of times I'll make mine and just sit them over to the side, and they'll loosen up more and more as they go, as they sit there. So we're going to take a little dollop. Okay, if I can get my gun up here. We're going to take just a little bit of hot glue, and I'm going to put on that circle that I left at the bottom. And then I'm just going to press all of these into that. Just kind of press it down. And there is your flower. There's your rolled rose. And as you can see, it has dimension. It's very, very cute. Now that is kind of a large one, and that is rolled pretty tight. So let's do another one, and let's do this one scalloped. So I'm just going to draw my circle out again. And then, instead of using your regular scissors to cut your scallop, you can use these. Remember these old scissors that everybody had? Everybody had these. You can use these, but if you don't have these, you can do the same thing with these scissors. You'll just go in and out, in and out, in and out to make your little scallops. But that's the way you'll need to cut the whole way, all the way down through there. So see, I'm just cutting in and out, just doing some curves. So let's just try this one, and then we'll see what it looks like. I'm just going in and out, in and out. Don't try to do it perfect, just keep your swirls going there. Okay, we've got that outside circle done. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go in just like we did the other one, but we're going to do the swirls again. We're going to start cutting, but we're just going to keep doing swirls all the way around till we get to the inside, just like we did that other one. So you see what I'm talking about? I've got the little swirls on both sides. So that's what we're going to do all the way to the center. Okay, there we go. And now again, we stopped with that little circle at the end. We're going to take our tweezers. We're going to hold on to that end, and we're going to start rolling it around our tweezers. And you can roll as far on your tweezers as you want. And then just continue until you roll it all the way up to that little circle at the end. Okay, now look at that. Isn't that pretty? It looks just like a rose. So you've got your little scallops on there, just like those that I cut out on the Cricut. Only these you didn't have the Cricut to do it with. So you can, do it out like this, let it relax, make it a little bit looser if you want. I like that tightness about right there. And then you're just going to press that down till that glue catches. And if you have a little spot where your glue is not catching, just go underneath a little bit more, and you got it. And there is your rolled rose. Isn't that cute? Let me pull my light over a little bit. Here we go. Isn't that cute? That's how you make them. Like I said, I did dozens and dozens and dozens of these before I got my Cricut. So they can be done just by hand. You don't have to have a Cricut. You don't have to have any special tools or dies or anything like that to do these. And then, like I said, the other one you can do, if you want to, you can do with these type scissors. All different shapes and sizes you can do with that. I have done them with that as well, but those are really cute. Alright guys, that is the 2 requests that I had for these flowers and then the tassel. So I just wanted to show you how you can make all these. You don't have to have any special tools, just the ones that God gave you, just your hands. Alright, we will talk to you guys later. Thanks so much. We'll have a new tutorial for you tomorrow if nothing fails, and we will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.